G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 15 of my Beginner's Vitality Caster Ritualist playthrough. So last episode we finished up the city of Malmouth. We destroyed the boss of the city, Theoden. He is no more, unfortunate for him, but it means we are now on to the Forgotten Gods section of the playthrough. Now, I was looking at my gear before I started. Specifically, I was looking at my armor section here. And I noticed that helmet has incredibly low armor rating. I'm also looking at the gloves and, well, most of my other stuff as well. And just kind of thinking, man, it'd be nice if those numbers were bigger. So the Wreath of Souls, honestly, it's just for that +1 to Necro skills. And I was thinking, hey, wouldn't it be nice if there was a helmet that had +1 to all skills that was available? And so then I got thinking about the Fetten Mask, and okay, the normal version, or the veteran version, doesn't have +1 to skills. But the elite version does. So I was actually contemplating, and seriously considering, ditching veteran Forgotten Gods and going and doing elite. So that would mean I would have to do elite Act 1, but realistically that's, what, 20 minutes tops? And then I'm straight into elite Forgotten Gods, and I don't actually have to do the elite Forgotten Gods. I can just walk straight through it, kill basically nothing, and pick up the Fetten Mask, which the elite version I wouldn't be able to use till 75, but it would be nice to have. Anyway, I've decided against doing that. We're just going to do veteran Forgotten Gods. But that is definitely an option, and it's something I might think about in the future, because 20 minutes in Act 1 in order to get a pretty good leveling helmet at level 75, especially on a build where the majority of your damage comes from skill points and not from like your weapon or something like that. So not a bad idea to do for this particular build. Not going to do it though, so instead we are going to go and find their artifacts, and then we'll kill a bunch of their rookies and etc. Just grab a few quests here, and then we will get underway. The other thing I was looking at as well is my devotion points. I'm very close to Will of Ratosh here, and I was contemplating just going and running through some other areas that I had either skipped or left because they take a while to get to, and getting some devotion points that way. However, if you go to grimtools.com/checklist, or just go grimtools.com and find the checklist, you can actually upload the devotions for your character, and it'll tell you which shrines you're missing. And the ones I'm missing are the Temple of the Three in Act 1, kind of, which is a decently long 2-part quest in order to get to. I'll probably do that before I go to Ultimate, but I might skip it. I'm certainly not doing it now. The other one I'm missing is Port Valbury, and friends don't let friends go to Port Valbury, so I don't really want to do that one. I also have the Mogdrogan's Shrine, which is requires Honored with the Rovers, and I'm pretty sure I'm not there yet. Yeah, not really, so I can't get that one. There's the Bastion of Chaos, which is going to cost me, I think, 40 scrap to get into. Also, Bastion of Chaos, I would go in there, get the Devotion Shrine, and leave. So that's a lot of scrap, and probably we can just wait. But one thing I did notice, and actually, you know what, we're going to go and get this one. The Ancient Grove. Now, the reason I'm going to get it is because I am level 55 as well. So, level 55 means I will be able to buy the blueprint for the Prismatic Diamond. And, well, no, that's it. That's all it means. But there is a Devotion Shrine in there, and I do want it. So I am going to go out of the Coven here, and we're going to go down sort of this way after I hit the foot, because, I mean, it's the foot. Stuck on plants again. I am going to go hit the foot because I like Ogden Blooms. More specifically, I like not having to farm them when I get to level 100. Unfortunately, the game doesn't like me and didn't give me one, but that's fine. I'm going to max out Oak Skin now. As soon as I replace this helmet, I will need 1 point to put back into Ravenous Earth. But we're not at that stage yet. I don't have a helmet to put on. The guaranteed one that I know of, the Fetton Mask in Elite, is level 75. I will probably do that, but not yet. I'm just going to hit this guy because, I mean, heroes and also these guys drop Ugden Blooms. The hero guy there did indeed drop one, so definitely want to be killing them. These idiots, not so much. These ones, again, not so much, but hey, maybe I'll get lucky and they'll drop me a new medal. The ones I've had from... that one's not particularly amazing. The ones I've had from farming Slankar here have been somewhat disappointing. But that's okay. So we made it to Mogdrogan. We need to talk to him. We're going to agree to deal with his problem. We're going to take his key, because he gives us a skeleton key. And then we're going to ignore his problem, because Gargle Balls is not someone you want to mess with. Unless you have to. And the only reason you might have to is if you really, really, really need his rings or his guns. And honestly, if you really, really need his rings, my recommendation would be reconsider. Or come back once you no longer need them. Because he's a little rippy. Alright, living rings. Is that the one I actually want? It is, but no. I want resistances, not whatever that was. Right, so just up here is the Devotion Shrine, and this is originally all I was here for. And then I thought about level 55, and now we're actually going into the Ancient Grove proper. We won't be going super far in, we're not fighting the boss, so we should be fine. Venom Spine, no, but also, good resist on that. Definitely not going to wear them though, we're not playing a poison build. Not this time anyway. You absolutely can play Ravenous Earth as a poison build. Probably as either a Kabbalist or maybe even a Reaper if you were a little bit weird. But it could work. So we're going to go in, get the blueprint, and leave. Now, unfortunately, there are a couple of bosses we have to fight before we get there. Not that I'm expecting them to be particularly dangerous, but you never know. First one we have is... Why is it always a trap? I've been having a lot of these things being traps lately. First boss we have to fight is actually at the door, at the skeleton door. Okay, so Stonehide is another one of my favorite prefixes, because it has 3 good resistances on it. Okay, is everybody dead now? Can I show the boots? There we go. Yes, it has 3 good resistances, Pierce, Bleed, and Poison. Of the Fox is the stats there, and the armor percentage I think is Stonehide as well. I'm going to go with yes, that is Stonehide as well. So these boots are pretty good, with the exception of the fact that they are a low armor base, which is unfortunate. Also, I have the worm scale foot guards, so there's no way. But my gloves are kind of second on my list of things that I need to replace because of low armor value. And having Stonehide on boots, for example, would make that a lot easier. So maybe if I find some gloves with a lot of elemental resistance, and maybe some vitality damage, but mostly I'm interested in the vitality damage, then potentially I might make that swap and give up the legendary. Would have to have some pretty good armor on it though. That gun was pretty good as well. So we've got a poison base, the Bile Launcher, the Ugdenbog Bile Launcher is a poison weapon. Then you've got a poison prefix and attack speed suffix, which is pretty good. I would be quite happy to find this if I was playing what looks to be a Witch Hunter using poison rifles. I would be very happy with that one. I'm not, so I kind of don't care, but anyway. Alright, so Ragaroth here successfully dodges my my first bone harvest, successfully reflected his own sunder back at him the first time, and then kind of stood in the second one like an idiot, but anyway, that's fine. And can you just not? Alright, so we've killed him. And this is a good time to go and make sure you have emptied your bags. Because once you click on this door, it's going to eat your key. So your skeleton key will go poof. And once the door closes behind you, the only ways out are either death, which is really bad because we're playing hardcore, completing the dungeon, killing the boss, and leaving by the teleporter at the end, which is not good because it's likely to lead to the first one, or exiting to the menu, which is what I'm going to do. But if you kill stuff and they... Those pants are very nice. If you kill stuff and they drop you some loot and you want to keep that loot, you need to have room here. So, door is opening, key is now gone. That was my only skeleton key, although there are others available for quests. If I was to go and turn in the access quest for... blanking on the name, Steps of Torment, you get a key out of that as well. So, where I'm going, well, first we're going to kill some manticores. But if you hang a left at the start there, just run up to the north, cross this bridge, kill the bees, obviously. Regenerators are always fun. Why did that sound like something important happened? Homestead? Coven? Oh, there we go. Honored with the Coven. Okay. Note to self, don't forget this note. Go and get the writ from the Coven. Anyway, across this bridge here, we're going to have a few more things to kill. It's no big deal. We just kill them. And then we continue heading kind of north and east. You see that bag on the map there? That's Vinelton. All natural wares. He is a weed dealer, which I found very amusing the first time. It's still kind of amusing. Yeah, it's still kind of amusing. Anyway. So what we're here for is, well, if we were playing the Acid Ravenous Earth, we would be here for these, because buying a good one of these would be pretty nice. But we're not here for any of that. We want the... Tempting to buy these, actually, especially this one. 800 additional health for, what's that, 15 minutes or something? It's pretty good. We are here for the Prismatic Diamond. I've done this, I think... I don't even know how many times. Easily 10 times. And this blueprint has been here the first time I have checked his wares. Every time. I haven't missed it a single time. So you should be able to just walk up to him and buy it. If you can't, I'll show you how to reset him. The other things we do want to check while we're here is all of these rings. And if there's any with really good resistances, like this one, and making sure to check your money before you buy it, because that's a lot of bits. But definitely consider buying any that fill resistance holes. So at the moment I'm looking for Elemental. However, that is a lot of poison, a lot of pierce, and a decent amount of vitality. So I am tempted to buy that. But also check out the Basilisk Crests here. Subjugators of Mending is garbage. Mighty of Frostbite is also pretty average. The rest of these are very unlikely to be anything you're interested in. So go ahead and have a look. Maybe check the belts. Lunar Valgoth's Waistguard is definitely the best option for us at the moment. But this is what we're here for. So make sure you get this. Anything else you get is nice to have. But this is the reason we're here. Oh, aside from, you know, the devotion point that I was super excited about and didn't spend. We're just going to pretend I spent that. Okay, heading north from here. I'm going to show you how to reset that vendor. Because you can't leave, you can either go deeper, or you can go back to the previous area. Honestly, I'm not sure which way is faster. They're probably about the same. Do watch out for these golems here, the shamblers. If they throw a rock at you and you take it in the face, there's a non-zero chance that you'll end up dead. Probably one of them you should be able to tank because we have tons of health. You know, I think I just tanked one. You should be fine to tank one. But if you get hit with 2, maybe 3 in rapid succession, they can take you out. They are definitely a little bit rippy. Alright, so I'm going to head along the top here. There is things to kill. There is loot in the walls. Where is it? Over there-ish. But honestly, I'm just going to clear enough stuff so they don't bother me along the way. And then we are going to go and reset the vendor, and then we're going to leave. Now, you can reset this vendor a couple of times, a dozen times. You can do it for a couple of hours if you really, really, really want good rings. I would probably recommend against it. The longer you spend resetting him, the less time you're spending progressing the story, getting to higher levels so you can get better stuff. So, definitely worth having a look since you're here anyway. Resetting it, I would probably only bother with if you didn't get the prismatic diamond blueprint, which is not that one, on your first run through. So, anyhow, to reset him, you come down here to the next level. So we're in a completely new map. Count to about, I don't know, 10, maybe 12 seconds. And then we go back. And that's all you need to do. Basically, we are leaving the area long enough, probably, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but it's probably just long enough that it's loaded or unloaded from memory. And then we have to do it again. I'm not sure of the exact mechanics of how it works. I just know that if you leave the area through either a rift gate or by just going to the next area, then you can come back and you'll have new things to look at. So I've got this one. Now this used to be a really, really amazing way of getting triple rares or double rare monster infrequent items, which I don't think I have any of at the moment. But they've heavily nerfed the chance of rolling rare prefixes and suffixes on any of these items from the merchant. So you can get the base item, but you're pretty unlikely to get even a rare suffix. Like this one here, this is magic prefix, monster infrequent base, and rare suffix. We've got just that one. Actually, two prefixes is crazy. You're not going to get many. Let's just put it that way. Definitely checking these. That is a lot of resistances. Again, this is basically a pair of Stonehide boosts, though. So that's kind of whatever. Getting Blight on that, that's pretty good. It's a shame we're not playing that one. Right, we're done here. So I'm not going to reset that again. I've kind of got rings that are what I'm going to call good enough. So we're going to exit the menu. And the next thing is I can't actually make the prismatic diamond. So my Aether resistance is 10% over, which means if I take the runestone off, I'll be uncapped. My poison is probably fine. Yeah, I'm way over on that. But my elemental is exactly at the cap. So if I want to take that runestone off, I need to come up with some elemental resistance from somewhere. And I haven't got... I guess I do have this ring, 12%. So I could swap this one instead of the aggressive of the Gildum Arcanum. It's probably not a horrible idea. But of course we are also uncapped on Chaos, and so I kind of need that one as well. So I'm just going to leave it for now, and we are going to head back to Forgotten Gods. 15 minutes after I left there, we're actually going to get started. Okay, all my points are spent. Yep, just double checking. Okay, Forgotten Gods is not a huge step up in difficulty from Ashes, but if you're coming here directly from Act 1, then it's a pretty big step up in difficulty. But the good thing about playing a cooldown caster with a spell like this, where you put it on the floor and then it just does its thing, the good thing is we can just keep going. Now, remember earlier I said, hey, don't forget to get the Writ? Well, I forgot, but I also remembered. So I'm going to go get that now, before I kill too many more of these. So, Writ, lovely. Let's just have a quick look here for any vitality. Probably one of these weapons, perhaps. That's not bad. I mean, it's an offhand. Let's go vitality damage, vitality decay damage, health, spirit, energy regeneration, casting speed, and a vitality damage proc. That's not horrible. That one's kind of whatever. This one is also kind of whatever. Probably a decent main hand if you were doing the Poison Ravenous Earth, for sure. This is actually what I was mostly expecting to find, is rings. This one's pretty pants, though. It's actually not good. Do we have the Necro belt from these guys? Is it them? It's not them. Okay, that's fine. Just going to use that, and I'm not going to click on that because I want to keep that bounty for later farming. Alright, attempt number 3 to get into Forgotten Gods. Here we go. So there's a lot of stuff in Forgotten Gods that is kind of skippable, if that makes sense. You can absolutely run around and find all the little nooks and crannies and the hidden tunnels and stuff like that. And there are hidden tunnels here. I'll just show you the first one, but then I'm going to skip most of them. So the first thing is, okay, well, we can go over here and get the Rift Gate. But what if we went left instead? What if we came over here? Well, that looks like a dead end, but it isn't. So we actually have an entire hidden area here, as well as a few lore notes. If you go into that hidden area, which I'm not going to, but if you do, there's a boss in there. So you can farm this area. It's relatively close to a Rift Gate. You can get some loot out of that. The boss has an MI for if you want to play an aura build. Could be good. So there's a decent amount of hidden stuff in Forgotten Gods, same as Ashes and also the base game. There's just a lot of hidden stuff. Generally, I do enjoy the hidden stuff, but I'm kind of just not feeling it today. He says, having already ran over there and shown it off. Okay, somewhere I do like to go, though, is just in this first section here. If you come over here, there's a decent chance that you'll get a couple of heroes spawn right here. Yep, that didn't happen. You can get a spawn of 3 heroes there. They're similar to this model. And one of them is a healer. So you do have to be careful about it. It might be an ultimate only thing. But I do check there occasionally just to see if they're there. First time I found them, I was playing, I think it was an Acid Dervish, and I just could not kill them. And it took me maybe 15 minutes of running around trying not to die to work out that actually one of them was a healer. I was pretty new to the game at the time. And, well, let's just say I'm always been special. Yeah, one of these guys. Ulzar. I think he might have been one of the 3. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while. Anyway, didn't spawn for me this time. So once again, the game is making a liar out of me. Ooh, here we go. What's it? Pasgadar. Alright, sure, why not? Let's go say hi to Pasgadar. That really is his name. Yeah, coming here at level 20-ish, straight out of Act 1, is questionable in terms of difficulty. You can absolutely do it, but it is going to be a lot harder. However, we have just found something incredibly important, and that is the Temple of Osea. Now, the temple itself is kind of whatever. We do have to get the Dreig quest as well, actually. Now that I'm actually looking at it. I'm so used to doing the Soleil quests where you can just go do it and then come back and talk to them. It's been a while since I've done the Dreig quest, because usually if you want the... hang on, did I already get that quest? No, it's Kira. Yeah, here we go. What needs to be done? Temple of Osea. Yeah, okay, this is the kill 15 of 3 different monsters. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, usually if you want to do the fast way through Forgotten Gods, you do Bismiel, because you can do it once, twice, 3 times in normal difficulty, save up all the quest items, and then, depending on if you do it in Elite at all, you can just go and turn them in. So you can basically complete the first half of Forgotten Gods on Ultimate difficulty, by just turning in normal quest items. So if you want to go fast, you do Bismail. And in my opinion, if you want the best movement rune, you do Soleil. And also Soleil is, I think, a little bit faster than Drieg. I could be wrong on that, I haven't timed them. But I generally don't do Drieg. Alright, we got a couple of Ocoloths Unchained here. Just gonna kill them off. Definitely make sure your elemental resistances are capped when you come in here, because you will need them. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to take off the helmet component. We're not level 90 yet, so I can't get an augment for it, unfortunately. Forgotten Gods, you definitely want capped elemental resist to come here, or at least very, very high. Alright, a couple more of Ocoloths Unchained. What a name. It's actually somewhat difficult to say Ocoloth. Maybe I'm just a little bit special. Ooh, Tempest of Readiness. That has got... Oh, it's not the right base. But that definitely has elemental resist on it. Do check for a treasure trove. This area, I don't actually know where all of the spawn locations for the treasure trove are in here, but this room here, I think it is, right here against the back wall, or it might have been this room, same spot, is one of the locations that I remember. I think, are we done with Ocoloths Unchained yet? What do we need? We need 2 more. Okay, so we're not done. This place also has a lot of heroes. Vlacanax, is he the healer? I can never remember which one it is. I am definitely standing in the group though. Alright, let's go down. There's nothing more up here. I'm not here for the Primal Strike sticks, so I don't need to farm these things. Okay, there's my additional Ocoloths Unchained. Most awkward name in the game goes to... Probably not them. Checking here for a treasure trove as well. And I think there's maybe a chance for it to be over here somewhere. I could be wrong about this one. But it's definitely worth checking anyway. It's free loot, right? Oh, and of course it's blocked. Alright. Grab the Corvin cask. That's the other thing we're here for as well. We want to get ourselves a new hat. Unfortunately, that means we're going to need some skeleton keys, and we're going to be killing the Magi. The Magi, of course, a little bit dangerous, but not too dangerous, and they do have a really nice hat. Okay, this is my devotion shrine that will give me... Oh, definitely shouldn't have put that there. This will actually give me the Ratosh proc, so we can start getting that leveled, which is going to be awesome. And it's time now. Let's just do this in town so I don't get myself killed. We're going to swap some procs around. So Bone Harvest currently doesn't have a proc, Devouring Swarm has Twin Fangs, and Ravenous Earth has Wendigo's Mark. We need to change that. So Wendigo's Mark is going on to Bone Harvest, and Will of Ratosh is going on to Ravenous Earth. Now, on pretty much every build, you're going to want your main resistance shredding damage proc on your main attack. So we want as much uptime on this as we can get, and the way you do that is by putting it onto your main attack. I could have left this on, or I could have put this on Bone Harvest, but I want as much uptime on that as I can get, and, you know, the Wendigo is nice, it's good damage, but it's not as much damage. Are you a hero? No, you just look like one. Alright, we are actually done in here. We don't need to kill the boss as far as I'm aware. But we're already here, so why not? Everybody's nice and boogered up. There we go. Alright, so lots of cold damage, lots of lightning damage in here. Let's go say hi. Do, of course, stand there and take damage while you grab the loot. Okay, we're getting frozen, which is always fun. Good thing about this build is you don't immediately lose damage when you're getting frozen because your little vampiric volcanoes on the ground are still doing damage. You will lose damage when you can't cast a new one every 2 seconds, but it's mostly good. Alright, so that is the end of the temple. I guess we can go this way. There is another devotion shrine here. There's also a quest to do in this next little section. And this body, I'm pretty sure it's there every time. It may not be there every time. But this is a fancy body. Has extra loot on it. So make sure you get that as well. You're probably just going to get a couple of green items. But it does have additional loot. More than your average body on the floor. The next thing of note to point out is just here. So there's the Temple of Osir. This is where it spatters out at the end. So we come up here. This is where the body I mentioned is. And this is a nice little hidden refuge. And it has a shrine. And Battered Shell is basically free. So thanks for the devotion points. Let's go ahead and eat some of these blueprints and such that I've been collecting. Tempest of Alacrity. I was saying that I would like to swap my gloves. And if I can do it, I would swap in the boots as well. Did I sell those boots? Is that a thing that I... Oh no, it was these ones. There we go. So we're officially bricked our resistances. Okay, everything else is good. So I am going to keep these because they had additional armor. So my gloves now have 795 armor. Still have a helmet problem, but we're going to be fixing that soon. Alright, the other thing to point out in this area is the Leovinus ring, which is over here. This is a legendary ring that is available once per character, once per difficulty, so you can get 3 of them per character. Pretty decent at low levels, but this is mostly a twink ring. You wear it for the extra XP when you're doing speed leveling, and that's kind of it. It's okay. 15% all damage is not horrible. 24% elemental resist is not horrible. But it's not particularly amazing. If you're wearing it for the XP. That's it. Alright, we are here. There could be a totem here, but we are here for these guys. Managed to get themselves trapped. Right, Alita, getting the rift. There we go. Quest complete. Just had to run over there and talk to them. Okay, so Temple City done. There is... could potentially be a totem here. Temple City done. And I think we will get up to the first section of the... what is it? The key for the Morganeth's tomb? I can't remember the name of the key or the quest to get it, but it's Riggs. He'll actually give you the quest, but we're going to do it before we've got the quest. Kind of a as we're going past it sort of thing. Well, technically I'm going to come back because there's a rift gate not far past it. This Exalted Stash, this always spawns right here, every single time, so make sure you get it. Eldritch Essence is pretty good. Gun is kind of whatever. Gun is going to be Iron Bits. That's a hero. I want to kill you, Drolig. That really is your name. Alright, so Drolig is down. Usually a pretty good chance that you're going to get a hero in this area as well. Didn't get one this time, that's fine. Totem potentially here. And the Corvin Plateau or this part is kind of close to where we want to be. This way. Alright, so the first part of the key to the Tomb of the Heretic, or Morganeth's tomb, is cut into 3 pieces and hidden 3 different locations, and good luck finding them without a guide. However, the first one is just here. So, 2 eagles can drop a rift. 2 eagles overseeing a pass. I forget exactly how the hints went, but it was talking about these 2 statues. And then if you turn the camera, you can see there's a little pathway there. It's still well hidden, even if you are spinning the camera, but I mean, you could conceivably find that. Let's go to the right here. We're going to fight the Corvin Titanovore. And you know what? I'm just going to reflect that so as he dies a bit faster. Also need to spend my level up points. Yep, sundered again, and it kind of just doesn't matter. Let's get out of the goop. And points-wise, definitely want those. So we have 15% on Aether from that skill, so at this point I could be considering dropping that Aether Soul for another Black Tallow. That would put me at the cap for Aether and at the cap for Chaos, so I would actually have capped resistances in normal. I would definitely be uncapping Elemental, going to even Elite at this point. Acid would be fine in Elite, but uncapped in Ultimate. And Piercing, yeah, that's fine literally everywhere. Where did that blueprint go? Give me that. I do have some gear, or at least a pair of gloves, without a component on it, though. So I could also put... what is it? One of these? Consecrated wrappings. Oh, there you go. Easy. Fixed. Alright, so bad dogs. We are killing the pack hounds here. There's a few different packs here. Also, I will point out, I did drop a rift back there because we are going back there. We're going to get that first part of the key. But, like I said, we have to run up here and get the rift gate. One other thing that's... to go back there as well. Got some more hounds over here. One other thing that I'm going to point out is... I was talking about the Fetton mask earlier in the episode. I'm going to show you the normal version because it's basically right here. It's not a horrible hat, and I may actually end up wearing it even though it doesn't have the +1 to all skills that the Elite and Ultimate version has. So just here, you can see on the map it's kind of a little bit lighter. It's very hard to see, but you can see where it is. But basically just head east and a little bit north and then hug the wall. And you'll come to this massive Sarlacc pit. So I'd be shocked if this is not a Star Wars reference. But anyway, this is what we're here for, the Urn Cluster. There's your Fetton mask, and actually that's got some elemental resistance on it. Decent armor, health, vitality. I kind of want the +1 to all skills, but I really should wear that helmet. I'm going to leave it for now, but I think I will end up wearing that helmet. We do need to go in here as well. Actually, since we're here, let's go into the Maw of Enat first. So this is another location for one of the parts of the key. We're going to go and get the key. All this stuff here, you can fight all this if you want to. I'm probably just going to drop Ravenous Earths and run past it, because honestly, who cares? All this stuff is XP. The green stuff on the floor, like digestive juice or whatever it is basically Aether Fire. It does a decent chunk of health damage to you if you stand in it, so make sure you're not standing in it for too long. But we are just here to get through this first, and I think the second area as well. Yep, second area is just something to be run through. There's a your mum joke there somewhere, but I'm way too mature to make that. Okay, last words of Harrod. There's a few of these scattered throughout this area. Generally speaking, they're going to be on bodies, so you'll have to click on the corpses to find them. I'm pretty much just going to ignore it. The lore notes in this area are pretty good, but it's not why I'm here. Okay, lots of little wormies. There's my door. So we'll get to the door, give these guys their own personal volcanoes, and we'll be on our way. This, incidentally, is a really good place to go if you want to get the achievement for, was it 250,000 kills or 2.5 million? I forget how much it is. But there's an achievement for killing a lot, and I mean a lot, of enemies. This is a really good place to do it, because you kill one of the big bugs, that counts as one kill, and then it pops and spits out, what, 8, 6, 10, however many little worms as well, and they all count as more kills. So this is a good place to farm that. Okay, we're on level 3 now, and this is where the boss is. So we do need to kill him. He's up, there he is, Gerblix the Digested. Generally speaking, just don't stand in the goop. So when he puts the goop down like that, just move. Should die, yeah, pretty easily. Definitely don't stand in this goop and also the other goop at the same time. That would be a horrible idea. I'm not admitting to having done that, but, you know, maybe. Does sound like something I would do. Alright, we are done here. We could just rift out. I think we can also leave this way. I'm just trying to think what's the fastest way to get back to the rift, and it was definitely that. So there's the other end of it. That must be the poop chute. Do I still need more dogs? I need one more dog. I'm shocked I managed to remember not to erase my rift, which is nice, because normally I'm horrible at remembering stuff like that. But that is the first part of the Seal of Morganeth. And I'm just going to duck back to town and sell some stuff. Actually, we're pushing 40 minutes now. This is the end of the episode, so I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.